Hello everyone and welcome. This is Commander Curses and I'm playing the Powerplay 1.3 update of Elite Dangerous. I'm here at LHS 142 at Vodoc. In my Python I've been doing some trading. This is one of my favorite stations because of the location. It's very close, like tens of light seconds from two stars. A red one and an orange one. You always get bathed in orange light when you come into the system, which is quite cool. And it's situated really close to a planet, so it's really neat to actually dock at this station. Alright, so I'm in the Powerplay beta. I haven't done a video since it came out. It's been out a couple of weeks now. The reason for the delay, I've been overseas and I have also been a little bit sick. And also a little bit at a loose end just to figure out how to describe Powerplay because I want to have a good and short and non-rambly video. So here I am. I think I've got some ideas and I would like to describe Powerplay to you. So I'm going to do this video. Powerplay also brought out 3 new ships. Well, 2 variants of one ship, the Diamondback and the Imperial Courier. And I'll do separate videos for those things. Alright, so what has happened in Powerplay beta? Not Powerplay beta, what did I say beta? Powerplay release. Well, there's some changes to the game. So let's look at the interface. So now we've got percentage bars for your different elite rankings. I'm now dangerous, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much all that I can really find from this this part. Nothing to really. And so there's also they updated the transactions page, but that's not very interesting. They've got a Galactic Powers button. Alright, so let's jump straight in and talk about the Powerplay part of the game. It's a bit like a game within a game. You can interact with it as much or as little as you want, but there's benefits and drawbacks for interacting with the Powerplay features. So, first of all, let's go to the Galactic Powers. So, Galnet's now moved. You can get it in your ship outside of the station. And it's been updated with a new look, with lovely pictures and lots of new stories. So, each story has its own picture from a set of stock pictures, I think, with all the different the power leaders' faces and things like that in different locations, so that's pretty good. And they have like this scrolling news line along the top to it's kind of as a little digest. I'm not going to really go through that, but that's really cool. And there's other 2 options. So there's the Galactic Power Standings, where you can access all the different leaders, and then there's your power when you pledge one. I haven't pledged yet. I haven't decided how I want to interact with Powerplay at the moment, so I'm just holding my cards close to my chest. Alright, so here is the Galactic Standing. So there's 10 different powers, and they all have nice, pretty artwork to go with them for each of the different leaders. And so from here, you can see which one's ranked the highest. So I think that there's benefits for being in the top 3. If you're the top 1, you get access to the special weapons or shield equipment from the power, even if you're not in the top tier. So there's a reason to be the top, and that's kind of a driving factor. So what happens here? So this is Arissa Lavigne-Duval. She is the senator. She's had a lot of news updates about her in the Galnet, and they've been building her character, as well as most of the other characters on this. Zachary Hudson, Zemina Torval, all of these kind of people. They kind of brought in Archon Delane in the last month. I haven't really heard much about Pranav Antal. And Li Rongui. So, but we'll talk about Lavigne-Duval because I think that this is a good way of describing what Powerplay is about. Okay, so when you pledge allegiance to a power, you gain a lot of allies. So let's look at the power on the map. So this is the Powerplay map interface. So we've got all the different powers from, in occupying all of human space. And we've got the white one is the one that I've got selected. That's Arissa's power. The purple eagle symbol, this is her capital. And these other systems, I'll just click randomly, shall I? These other systems are the systems that she controls. This area is the systems that her power controls. So, how do you control things in Powerplay? Well, you actually need to go to a system and kind of turn it to your power. So they start off with a certain amount, but all of the actions of players now are going to holding territory and to capturing new territory. So how do you hold territory? Well, you go to a preparation system. So we'll go to the preparation menu, and you have to deliver cargo basically from there to the from systems already controlled to the preparation system in order to prepare it for expansion, and then all of the members of the faction of the power vote on which ones to expand to out of the prepared systems. So as you can see, this is actually the last day of a cycle. I'll talk about them in a minute. So this power looks like it's expanding into, like maybe a dozen different systems, which is pretty good. So I think some don't even. If we look at the lowest one, they're not expanding into any. They're actually under threat because people are countering their expansion attempts. So, right, back to Arissa. This is the most powerful power, so that's why there's that dozen expansions. What is the point of it? Well, why? Well, I mean, as well as creating your own narrative, you do get rewards for being part of a power. So let's go to stats. So this tells you about the benefits for systems that the faction controls, and the control systems are these kind of bright dots inside the white kind of volume, and the if you're at those systems, you get your fines and bounties doubled. So you have to pay double, but you get paid double for doing bounty hunting, which is pretty good. That's all players as well. That's not just for the power. Empire, Federation, and Independent and Alliance, they're all the same. Black market illegal goods values increase by 5%, but black markets are closed in control systems. Now, there's two different. Okay, so let's go back to the map. There's two different types of systems. Control systems, they're the systems that the power controls, and they exploit an area of a volume of 15 light years radius within that system. So this is a control system, but this system here is exploited by this power, so it gives income to the power. And so if you look over at the income, this power gets 2,500 income from 315 exploited systems, which is located in their volume, but they have to pay upkeep and overheads. I'm not really sure what that is. And so you kind of have only a certain amount to spend on expansion every turn. And if you overcommit yourself, then you could have some of the systems go into revolt and you lose control of them and things like that. So it's kind of a dynamic system. Anyway, so if I am pledged to this power, what will I get? Well, at first I get nothing. Well, I don't. I get if I do some deliveries, I get rating 1, and then I get 1,000 credits a week. And I can vote on. Well, I can't vote on any preparation, but when I get to 100 merits, which you get by delivering cargo, or with this power, you can destroy enemy ships with combat. You can get more. More merits, and you end up with 50,000 credits a week just for freeze, which is pretty great. And you can nominate systems for preparation. You also get increased bounty value for being a higher rank. So as you go up the ranks, you can get up to 50 million credits a week just for being working for the power. So it's kind of not that instant gratification of I deliver 100 tons of cargo, I get my money now. You have to deliver and work for the power, and then every week you get money as kind of a salary, which is it's a lot better than what it was in the beta, because there was no money bonus in the beta, and so it kind of felt like you were just doing it for the fun of it rather than for earning up to your next ship or whatever your target was. My focus, I guess, is money, because that's basically the way that you get to see more of the game. So it seemed like you were spending a lot of time but not getting a lot of reward, apart from what the satisfaction you got from kind of controlling the power. All right. What happens is every week your merits decay by 50%, but you also get the merits from the last 2 weeks added on. So if I earned 100 merits in the first week, the second week I'll have 50 merits still, and the third week I'll have 50 plus 25, even if I do nothing. So I'll end up with 75, and then the fourth week I'll have, I guess, 80. What is it? Adding 87, and I haven't had to do anything. But then the week after that, they start dropping off. So you kind of have to keep working for the power. And what that means is that you don't have to earn 10,000 merits a week. It doesn't, or 5,000, 10,000 for the first week and 5,000 for every subsequent week, because it's decaying. It kind of, you've got to earn quite a lot to start off with, but then slowly it becomes easier to maintain your rating with the different levels. Anyway, one important rating, which I didn't talk about, rating 3 of all the powers, you get the access to the special weapon, the power exclusive weapon. So this one's the Imperial Hammer, a multi-shot railgun, which is pretty great, but you have to be aligned with them for 4 weeks, basically 4 cycles, 4 months, 4 weeks, just like I said, in order to be able to purchase it. And you can purchase that at the stations controlled by the power. All right, and so then, okay, so I've had enough of being in this power. I want to be in a different power. So what can you do? You can quit, and then they send bounty hunters to come and chase you, which is pretty cool. And they're hard, like they can drop into your instance at any time. So you could be in a hard combat, and then you've got bounty hunters on your tail trying to take you down because you disrespected the power. And you can also defect to another power, which means you don't lose your merits that you've already earned. You take a hit. I think it says half of them, and so you can join another faction and start working against your former master, and they send you a bounty hunter just for fun. So that's a kind of garbled description of Powerplay, and there's other actions that you can do. So if you want to stop your systems, well, what you need to do, if you want to take over someone else's system, you go into their system, and you try and undermine their systems. But so what's happened here? See this one with the red target on it. Where is it? System power view. So you can see that the Vorsi, they were fortifying their system against attack, but the opposition were undermining the fortification, and so what happens is nothing happens. So why would you fortify a system? Well, fortifying a system means it costs less to upkeep. So it costs 22 to upkeep it. If you fortify it, it costs nothing. So that's why the benefit to working for your own power is making your systems cost less, and then you can expand more and you can control a bigger area. But if the opposition undermines it, it will cost 88 credits. And so the benefit for the opposition to come in and undermine your systems is that it's more expensive for you to remain control over it. Then you have to you may lose control of it because it revolts if you can't afford to upkeep all of your systems. And so that's where the fighting comes in with Powerplay. You have to make sure that your systems aren't undermined and fortify the systems that you can when you can, in order to make sure that you can stay in your your power. And so I think the power with the most credits at the end of the week is the one that has the I think that's what it is. So it's 1379. Let's just do a little experiment. 885, 12. No, okay. So I don't remember what the actual way of the galactic standing going up and down is, but it's determined at the end of every cycle, and so you get these shifts. So Lavinia Duval has gone up one rank since last week, and Zachary Hudson went down. So he was 1 and she was 2, and they've kind of swapped around, and these guys are swapped, and these guys have stayed the same. And if you stay at the bottom for too long and lose power, you can actually drop off. So these guys have, like, literally, if you're at the bottom, especially Pranav, can drop off and become, their power becomes dispersed. There's no power left, and then all the people working for them have to find another power, or go their own way, kind of thing. So it's a non-trivial enterprise for the storyline for Frontier Developments. I mean, they're basing their narrative now on what happens with these characters that they've created, that the players now control in a way. And so it's going to be quite interesting to see just what happens. And I think that it's got quite a depth in this system, and so it will be very interesting to see how it plays out. I will point out a downside that I've found for the power play that I think is a major thing, which is basically the main reason. Well, there were two reasons, but the main reason I'm not interacting with power play at the moment is because okay, so I'm what's the word? Pledged to this power here. I can go anywhere within this space and I'm safe. But if I go into the enemy spaces, especially, so this is an Empire power, so if I go into other Empire powers like this one here, I'm usually safe. But if I go into other powers like neutral or what is the word, alliance or federal, I can be attacked. I'm an enemy in that power, and I can be attacked without any recourse for defending myself. I get a bounty if I defend myself. So that is that means that I'm kind of excluded from. So if I think there's 2 or 3 Empire powers, I'm excluded, for fear of being attacked by other players and also NPCs from 7/10 of the human-controlled space because I'm playing power play. So I think that because it's like that, and I'm playing a trader, I'm playing an explorer. I want to show you guys the most of the galaxy that I can, and so I don't really want to be restricted in where I can go unless I really am really engaged in the power play. So I'm going to stay on the line just for now and see what I can get, and see if the power play piques my interest enough to actually join, or one of the factions I really want to join the cause of. So that's the main downside, I think. And there was other downsides, the fact that you don't get paid for it. Well, they've rectified that problem. I don't have that problem anymore. And the other one is the amount of work you have to do for the power. So to get even rank 3, I think that's how many credits? 3,000 credits? No, that's the wrong thing. Pledge. 750. Okay, so that's basically 75 runs with the basic 10 power commodity distribution allocation every half an hour. So you get 10 every half an hour. You can buy more, but that's a money sink. And you have to do 75 runs of this in order to do it. I mean, it's less if you've got. It's only 50 if you're level 2. But that's every week, minus, with obviously the previous weeks do count to help you not have to do so much. And also, I think that there is, because this is a combat power, you kind of have to do less because the combat destroying enemy ships gives you more than just one credit. Or credit, what's the word? Merit. So I played trading. I think I played the Alliance, but it was a Mahon. Where is he? I just had a... So he's only trading. So you have to, all you do is deliver things, but because you have to kind of do the same amount, it seemed like a really big grind. So I guess that's my major downside, is that it seems like a really big grind, especially to get the top tier. But even to do this, that's more grinding than I really want to do. I feel I'm a bit casual. I'm well knowledge, but I don't play a lot of hours a week on Elite, and I'd rather do things for fun. So I haven't. That's why I haven't gone into Powerplay. Those 3 reasons. All right. So that's all for now. I think I'll cut this video short, actually, just due to the fact that I've been rambling on for quite a while, and it's just been like static on the screen. You haven't had that much to look at. Yeah, so I'm going to go, and I'll pop up a couple more videos on the different ships and a little bit more talking about what's changed in Powerplay. I'll do a bit of a description of how the bounty system's changed and things like that, and how I'm exploiting the new dynamics in Powerplay for my own good, as a neutral observer, because even though I'm not participating, I'm still getting benefits from it. As I showed, there was the benefits from benefits from just being in those systems that are controlled by those powers, the bounty increases and things like that. So yeah, I'll put some videos up, and I hope that you enjoyed this one. I hope it wasn't too talky, and that my blocked sinuses haven't been too annoying. Yeah, so anyway, I really appreciate you watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, you found it interesting, you found it informative. I strive for clear and concise descriptions. I don't always get there. But yeah, okay, I'm off. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you watching, and leaving a like or subscribing if you found it interesting and you want to see more. All right, guys. Commander Curse is signing off. Have a great week. Fly safe.